Here's a perspective about Kendrick Lamar's performance that I bet you haven't heard yet. I didn't even watch this show, but it's all over TikTok. And I have had the opportunity to watch and look at the symbolism. The entire world right now is obsessed with the performance and picking apart the symbolism. It is abundantly clear that he's pointing to political revolution, cultural revolution, specifically the divide between the races, specifically the injustice for the African American race. And I'm doing this for a reason. The entire Black community is super excited right now, the fact that Kendrick Lamar is pointing to this injustice, and I don't blame them. 40 acres and a mule is literally reference to a promise that the US government gave to these slaves to start out their lives, that they were going to be promised after emancipation 40 acres and a mule. And that promise was never followed through. The whole performance made some bold statements. And it's ramping up this racial revolution. The Black community right now is amped up on this because it was a public performance that shone a light very clearly on the injustice for their people. People have been pointing to the injustice for a long time, though. The problem is not that the Black community is unaware of the injustice. At this point, it's just beating a dead horse. Waking up to injustice isn't what is going to help this group of people, because they're missing who they really are. They weren't just slaves. They're royalty. It's not just about cultural injustice left over from slavery. This is intentional persecution because these people are the chosen ones. Now, I'm of the belief that the Hebrew people, all 12 tribes, has people from skin tones from very, very light to red to very, very dark. But most of them had very melanated skin. The Messiah had dark skin. The Messiah was hung on a tree. This isn't just a cultural revolution to get justice back for a community of slave descendants. This is literally a waking up of an entire people to the fact that their entire identity has been hidden from them, stolen from them. They have no idea who they are. So the entire Black community in this country is super excited about this performance, and it's great. It makes a lot of great points. But at the end of the day, it doesn't help these people figure out the real truth. The natives in this country and the African Americans in this country, they're lost tribes of Israel. The real Hebrew people. And that is why that group of people have been persecuted and enslaved. Doesn't matter what the history books tell you. History's a lie. TikTok, this is all just speculation, my own opinion. You can think I'm crazy. I don't really care. This whole situation is so much more and so much deeper than just racism. This is a part of the Great Deception. And I'm not saying that if people have dark skin that they're better than people with white skin. Nope, our Father is no respecter of persons once you're grafted into the vine. But if it didn't matter who the true Israelites were, who the true Hebrews were, it wouldn't be hidden. And the Blacks in this country wouldn't be persecuted the way they have been. The people at the top create racism and division and create the Black Lives Matter movement. It's all part of their system. To keep the Black community in this victim mentality that they are just descended of slaves. I'm sorry, they're descended from royalty. So you can be excited about the Kendrick Lamar performance if you want to. Yay for equality, but it's not going to get you guys to your true purpose, your true awakened potential. So many members of the Black community can be filled with pride for their race, but not their heritage. And that's the problem. The real awakening needs to happen for these people, not just a revolution. They need to figure out who they really are, because the people in power don't want them to figure it out. And if you have celebrities pointing to the racial division and the history behind it and not actually pointing to who you really are, guess what? They're not actually for your benefit. They're a part of the program creating the division. If you're a Black American and you have people around you making you feel like a victim, those are not voices that you should be listening to. Because this group of people is so much more and so much greater than any elite person, no matter what side of the party you're on, is going to tell you. The revolution's been happening for decades. The revolution can keep happening for all I care. It's the awakening that they need. So that's just my 2 cents.